First thing in the morning, get up, like at around 12, go get food, and then remember, oh fuck, I need to record this commentary. Okay, cool, first match, we're gonna cleave the shit out of this team. Why? Because I didn't know what I was dealing with, and quite frankly, it looked annoying as shit. Because it's Lethe, or Lethe, however the hell you guys all want to say it, Sharun and Edward Elric. So, naturally, if you go in with a hard enough attacker who's fast enough, like, say, OP Sig, give yourself attack buff for free, guaranteed, as well as, you know, having a fast Straze, pretty much deleting the Lethe, and then also having a Commander Pavel there to just wipe out the rest of the team. Hurrah! Super easy. Now, on to the next team. So, this next one was... I was not looking forward to this fight, mainly because I didn't know what to expect. Because it's Apocalypse Ravi, Belian, and Mort. Now, you would think, oh, perhaps it's like the Belian that's actually more of a problem. Guess what? It's actually the Mort. The Mort was a huge pain in the ass in this fight. So I naturally went with like my Magic Scholar Doris and my DDR and Sharun team just to injure the team to death. And it was right around here that I just remember, oh, fuck. Okay, so I just now remembered. Oh yeah, this motherfucker Mort is actually immune to stun and sleep. I completely forgot about that. That's like one of his key things that like makes him unique. And then also, because he got his S3 off, he has Enrage, so every time he hits me, it's just a 50% chance to Death Break me. It doesn't matter what your effect res is. So, thankfully, we're still doing alright. I mean, unfortunately, we do have a Death Break on Ray right now, so we're going to get hit really, really hard by this Belian, who, by the by, this Belian is actually fast as shit. Like, really, really, really fast. And I was not prepared for that at all. But the one big thing that I'm going for, and this is before the buffs, by the way, so the Mort doesn't have his, like, his extra cooldown reduction on his S3 yet. So if they ever fight him again, I'm more than likely probably going to do the same kind of thing to him, where I'm just going to try and prevent him from using his S3 as much as possible. Because honestly, Mort in the coming future... he very well might be a huge threat, because he's going to be getting his S3 out a lot more frequently. And then right there I see this. It's like, oh, what the fuck? Okay, so this Belian is mad fast and also on Holy Sack. Okay, so this guy was just wanting to be as annoying as possible and just like throw out stuff. And I'm pretty sure that this Belian is also on counter. Either that or is like on a speed set or something, because like I said, this Belian is super, super fast. And is actually doing some fairly decent damage. Now, fortunately for us, we've gotten through like the first really, really kind of shitty spot, and we've managed to spread like a decent amount of injury and a decent amount of venom. So now all we really have to worry about doing is just getting to DDR's turn and then just using S3 over and over on the team. Now, thankfully, we've done enough damage to really kind of utterly cripple the team. Like, earlier on, you probably saw at one moment that Mort had 35 HP. When I saw that, I was fucking pissed. Because I was like, I really thought I was probably going to lose somebody to this just because of just the nature of this team. This team is kind of counter city, which is kind of funny because the Belian's not even on Elbrus. It's the Mort that's on Elbrus. So, like, their roles were a little bit switched. But honest to God, Mort very well may become, like, a hell of a fucking annoying unit in the future. But either way, Operation Injury worked out. So, let's move on to the next fight. Okay, so this is ae-Winter, ae-KARINA, and Senya. So, this is a team that I see a lot of my guild use. They use this team a lot, and honestly, I understand why they do it. So, it's Mediator Kawerik, Yulha, and Lone Crescent Bellona. I do have a small problem with the team that I use here is, my Lone Crescent Bellona is not as strong as she could be. And you'll see exactly where, like, the problem comes in whenever I'm talking about that. So you want to initially start with using Mediator Kawerik, use the S3, get your immunity up, and then have your Yulha attack twice. So what this does is it puts you at a fairly low amount of HP, and this is the mistake that I was kind of talking about. So we went for the strip on the Senya, we missed the strip because fuck this game, and then she provides a barrier. Now, with that barrier, I was like, okay, so she has a little bit of damage on her. I'll see if I can actually one-tap the Senya. And thankfully, I do. I do just enough damage that I'm able to just knock her out. So then this procs the ae-KARINA, but there's barriers, man. So with these really quite thick-ass barriers, I'm not able to actually break the barrier on that Eye Winter. So now I can't attack the Eye Winter. So, like, this is the problem. If I was able to break through that barrier, then I could kill the Eye Winter, and then I could just slowly work on the ae-KARINA. Now, because of that, it's just a matter of, like, I have my lone Crescent Bellona on an injury set. I kind of like the injury set, but in all honesty, I should really probably put her on a destruction set, just so she can maximize the damage that she deals. And it's pretty much for this exact reason right here. Oh yeah, sure, you're going to get the lone Crescent Bellona attack right there, but that was during Eye Winter's turn. Because it was during Eye Winter's turn, at the end of the turn, then she gets her stealth, so I still can't hit her. So you all pretty much know where this is going to be going. So there's next to nothing that I can do about this, because I can't turn cycle fast enough on lone Crescent Bellona. I happen to get stunned right there, so I can't manage to hit her and then perhaps get a provoke off on her, so Yulha is going to be dead. That's just the way in which it rolls. So if my lone Crescent Bellona was just a little bit stronger, maybe a little bit faster, more than likely the best answer really might be to put her on a destruction set. I'll consider it. Maybe we'll see in the future. But then, on to our next fight. So I see this team comp a lot. Conqueror, Lilias, Rimuru, and then any other unit. Usually Mercedes. But in this particular instance, he picked Choux. So I usually go to my go-to team. And that's going to be Sinful, Angelica, Zahhak, and then Krau. Now, even if this Choux was on Snowflake and I do not crit right here, I think I would still be 100% okay. Because, sure, if I didn't crit, I would pretty positive I would still break that barrier, and I would still do a little bit of amount of damage. Because this then sets off the Rimuru, he goes into Krau, tries to kill him, he'll either kill you or he won't. Doesn't matter. Here, he doesn't kill me. Doesn't matter. I have insurance with Holy Sack. And because of Holy Sack, or whatever, I'm at ludicrously low HP, and then you can just go into whoever. So in this case, if I was not able to crit the Choux because she had Snow Crystal or something like that, then you can finish off the job with Krau, because you do a fairly large amount of damage, depending on how low your HP is. Even if Holy Sack procced, you'd still have a low enough amount, like threshold of HP, to do some decent damage. And then with that, just any and all extra turns that you get, kill the Rimuru, because the only thing you have to worry about Rimuru is if he happens to give himself crit resist. That's it, because that's the only thing that's going to bar you from killing him. If he doesn't have crit resist, go for him. If he does have crit resist, go for the Conqueror Lilias. And then you just kind of turn cycle your way around until you pretty much just annihilate the team. Ooh woo! Now, on to the last team here. So it's another one of these Sharun teams. It's kind of strange. I'm usually not used to seeing Sharun on defense, especially with, like, Ed. So the initial team that we fought this with, we cleaved it with a Straze setup. But here, we don't have proper, like, knowledge as to who's going to be the highest HP. It's either going to be Karina or it's going to be Ed. My bets are on Ed, and it turns out I'm correct. So I decide, okay, I'm not going to go for the cleave setup. I don't want to deal with ae-KARINA going into squishy units, which is exactly what she's intended to do. She utterly annihilates units that are squishy, because she's not meant to be an HP scaler, she's a def scaler. That's kind of like what their roles are. So instead what I went with Christy, Aria, and Roana. Roana strictly because I know I'm going to hit into Ed with Aria's shenanigans. He's going to activate Equivalent Exchange, but with Aria there, he's going to do absolutely no damage. By the by, this is an injury Ed, too. So he managed to get one crit off on my Aria, but my Aria, even though her HP is fairly low, I do have a lot of defense. And with that defense, you're able to mitigate a lot of that damage. So yeah, I got hit by like a pretty decent injury shot from that Ed, but hey, it's no big deal. Because, hey, looky there, the Ed's already dead. Like, that's kind of the strength of Aria here. Like, yeah, we're not doing big amounts of damage, like, every time we attack, but we're attacking so frequently due to the counterattacks. Like, that whole team is, like, already on their last legs, and we're barely even 10 turns into the fight. So the way this works is Christy gives half of her ER to whoever's in the back row. I already have a lot of ER on my Aria, so this way, I'm not going to get hit with any shenanigans from either the Sharun when it comes to stripping, or if the ae-KARINA had even a little bit of effectiveness, she's probably not going to hit me with a death break, because that's the one, like, lose condition that we really have. And also, the rest of our team has enough ER where if this Sharun wasn't rocking over 100 to, like, 150, I'm usually pretty safe. Like, Christy's in the 200 ranges, Roana's almost in the 200 range, and with the effects of Christy and, like, Aria together, my Aria is well over 250. So, all in all, either way you look at it, I'm pretty safe going into this, and it's just a matter of grinding the team out. Next. So, I ain't gonna fucking sugarcoat it. This was a lot of luck, but like, hey, it worked out. So it's Last Strider Krau, Ran, and Senya. So my only DPS on this team is Elena, and I have her on an Elbrus Ritual Sword. And we're pretty much going into this with like 2 anti-cleave setups. So we have Ocean Breeze Luluca, who's there to provide death buff and to do like little bits of baby heals anytime a unit's hit, because that's how Ice Cream works. And right there was something I was absolutely 100% not expecting. So the Senya and the LRK aren't rocking hardly any effect resist at all. So this kind of fucks up my plan a little bit. I was going to use my Elena's S3 just for the invincibility so that they could let their like S3s rip. But of course, they can't. Like the Senya is silenced and the fucking Krau was silenced. So, oh, okay, I guess I'm just gonna let all of my other stuff rip, and then hopefully I can manage to get to my turn fast enough so I can use Elena. Unfortunately, I really can't. So I'm still going to end up taking a hit from this LRK. Now, fortunately for us, we've already gone into the LRK a little bit. He's injured, and he's blind, for fuck's sake. So, yeah, that did almost nothing. And I still had some ice cream and stuff, because that's what Ocean Breeze Luluca is for, is just to set up the ice cream for anytime you know you're going to be hit by stuff. And Elena already completely nerfs the damage that you take from AoEs in general. That's her S2 passive. I think it's 20%. I could be wrong on that. But either way, what we're mainly doing here is we're going ham-hocks wild into this team just because Elbrus Ritual Sword is a very fair and balanced artifact. Much like RNL, it's a 15 to 20% chance to utterly fuck your shit. And also, hey, I love it whenever element disadvantage doesn't work on my side as well. I managed to crit that Ran. And now, all we have left is LRK and Senya. So the LRK is already ludicrously injured, and we've already proven that this LRK is actually not rocking a lot of effect resist. So any chance that we happen to get lucky enough to land a Truck Coon attack onto him, it's not actually going to help him. It's going to hurt him. So yeah, sure, he's building up more bikes, but he's already got injury on him. He doesn't have... Like, he doesn't have anything work. Yeah, like he's already dead. Like, he had injury on him. I have Ilanav with me. If Ilanav is going into an injured opponent and she happens to land punish on them, she deals like half of that damage as additional damage of the injury that she dealt. So either way, the biggest risk that we're really running here, if we happen to get really unlucky versus the Senya, is basically just Elena might die. That's about it. But otherwise, we're extremely safe going into this. Okay, we're not extremely safe. It doesn't look safe because Ran is there, but because Ocean Breeze Luluca is there and because Elena is there, they kind of negate what Ran does, and then you just have to get a little lucky on getting the hit on him. Thankfully, Ran's so fucking squishy. If you manage to just get one good hit on him, he's fucking dead. And that's just kind of how it works. And lo and behold, folks, Ilanav is best brown waifu. Yay!
Eternity.
And on that note, that's the end of that Guild War. Yay! This is the day right before the game is going to get really, really fucking anti-fun. What do I mean by that? Well, as of now, Navy Captain Landy, or whatever the fuck, Landy is here. ML Landy. I'm not looking forward to fighting it. I do have somewhat of a plan when it comes to fighting her, because pretty much everybody I would assume is probably going to be rocking counter and like Elbrus and also having almost no speed. Basically, she's going to be built like a Belian, except I think they're going to go slow. But I also don't think that they're going to be rocking injury set on her, because if you're going injury, then your only option is to go Elbrus Ritual Sword, and then I would just focus down the Landy at that point. And even still, I also think Roana might be really, really good going into ML Landy. We'll see. I'm just not looking forward to fighting her because you have to deal with a lot of crit resist shenanigans, and the only thing in particular that I've got in mind is, oh, okay, I'll just use additional damage to fight that. More than likely going to use things like Rimuru or really any non-crit shenanigans in general that I already use. But I don't know. We'll see how it goes whenever we eventually get there, because I haven't fought her yet. I don't know how bad it's really going to be. I do have her, and I'll try my best to see if I can get her built for Friday. I highly fucking doubt that's going to happen because the event just utterly drained me of all my leaves and my charms. So, I don't know, man. We'll see. She doesn't look too terribly hard to build if you have a very set, like, specific thing that you want for her. Me, personally, I'm going to go the counter route. I don't like running speed. It just seems like it's the easiest option for somebody like me who plays turn 2 all the time. So I was like, yeah, why not? We'll try that out. And basically, I'm going to try and build her a little bit like Belian, except I'm going to go for 0 speed. Just to mitigate the sheer amount of fucking stats that you're going to need to run her. But either way, hooray! The game's going to be fun. I can't fucking wait. And if you guys like this video, go ahead and leave a like. I'd really appreciate it. And if you want to see more of my content, go ahead and hit subscribe. See you later. Bye.